Ocean wind presses against the glass like a whispering hand. The Benton estate glows on the cliff, every window awake. Chandeliers. Hall lamps. Even the pantry light hums. No room is allowed to rest. Sophia stands in the doorway of the billionaire's daughter's bedroom, a tray of warm milk balanced on her palm. "It's midnight, Miss Evelyn," she says softly. "Your eyes are heavy." Evelyn Benton sits on the bed, knees to chest, 19 and fragile in an oversized sweater. Her hair pools over her shoulder like ink. A night lamp burns beside her, another on the dresser, another at the far wall. Too bright for sleep. Too bright to think. "Leave them," she says, barely above a breath. "Please." Sophia nods. "All of them. All of them." Evelyn's fingers tremble. "I don't. It's stupid." "Nothing is stupid that steadies your heart," Sophia answers. She sets the tray down. A tiny porcelain clink. Silence. What happens when it's dark? Evelyn's eyes flick toward the window, toward the slice of black ocean. "It moves," she whispers. "The house. It breathes. And there's a song. Can you hear it?" Sophia listens. Only the wind and the distant throat of waves. And yet, beneath it, a faint hum, like a music box underwater. Footsteps thud in the hallway. John, the driver, mutters to Michael, the head of security. "Generator tested. We're fine. Sea air keeps eating the lines," Michael replies. "Robert wants a full check." Robert Benton, the father, appears in the doorway with a smile that looks like a mask. "Everything good, princess?" Evelyn straightens. "Fine, Dad." Emma, her mother, slides in behind him, perfect in silk and worry. "Don't keep Sophia up," she says, a brittle sweetness. "We have Dr. Michael Reed at 9 tomorrow." She glances at Sophia like a warning. "Don't pry." After they leave, Evelyn whispers, "Do you think I'm broken? Do you think you are?" Sophia asks back. "Every night. I promise I'll try the dark." Evelyn's throat tightens. "But when the switch moves, my chest locks. Like hands on my ribs. What if you knew, and no one believed you? What if a house remembers? Have you ever carried a fear so old it feels like another heartbeat? Have you ever told yourself, 'Tonight I'll be brave,' and still your hands shake at the switch?" Sophia perches on the edge of the bed. "Then we'll move slower," she says. "A minute at a time. Lights are not the enemy. Shame is." She smiles. "Deal." Evelyn nods, eyes glassy. The hum returns. Louder. A lullaby, almost. "Hush, little." She swallows. "You hear that, right?" Sophia listens harder. The sound rides through the heating vent, far and faint, like a child singing into a tin can. Silent beat. The hair on her arms rises. "I hear something," she says carefully. The bedside clock ticks. Tick, tick, tick. The ocean exhales. Somewhere, a door settles with a sigh. Sophia smooths the blanket. "Close your eyes for 10 breaths," she says. "I'll count with you." They breathe together. 1, 2, 3. The night gathers at the edges of the room but doesn't cross the light. The lamp on the dresser flickers. Sophia freezes. The ceiling light flutters like a trapped moth. Evelyn's breath shatters. "No, no, no." The entire house inhales. And every light dies. Darkness slams down. From the vent, as if from the bones of the mansion itself, a child's voice hums the rest of the lullaby. Clear now, cold and close. "Hush, little baby. Don't you cry." Sophia's hand gropes for Evelyn, only to land on something small and braided on the sheets, a red thread bracelet she's never seen before, warm as if fresh from another wrist. Whose? Emergency lights stutter awake in thin red stripes along the floor. The house glows like a submarine. Sophia's heart bangs in her throat, but her hand finds Evelyn's and squeezes. "I've got you," she whispers. Michael's shout echoes down the hall. Power reset in 60 seconds. Stay with me, Evelyn says, voice shaking. Please don't let go. Sophia keeps hold. I'm not going anywhere. The lullaby fades, swallowed by the generator's cough and the slow return of light. Lamps blink back, apologetic. Evelyn's face is damp, her pupils huge. You heard it, she says. You did. I heard something, Sophia answers, mind racing. What sings inside a wall? Why would a brand new mansion hum like a cradle? Robert storms in, jaw tight. We're installing a second generator. Tonight. Emma touches Evelyn's hair. Dr. Reed will help you tomorrow, sweetheart. Her fingers tremble, and she snatches them back. Try to rest. Sophia sees it, the way Emma's eyes avoid the vent. The way Robert watches the light switches like enemies. What are they not saying? When the room settles, Sophia notices the bracelet she grabbed in the dark, thin red thread with a tiny silver charm shaped like a star. Is this yours? She asks. Evelyn blinks. No, she touches her own wrist, there's no matching thread. Where did? It was on the bed, Sophia says. It feels older than the room. Warmer than it should. She opens Evelyn's nightstand drawer for a box to keep it safe and finds a sketchbook. On the first page, a child's drawing of two girls holding hands beneath a chandelier. The chandelier has angry eyes. Above the girls, in shaky letters, keep the lights on. Sophia turns another page. A door with a red thread drawn across it. Another page. The same door. The same thread. The handle crossed out. Did you draw these? She asks. Evelyn's voice is a thread itself. I used to dream them. Since the old house. Since before we built here. The old house by the river? John the driver had mentioned it once, in a whisper over tea. Burned down. Quiet settlement. No press. What happened there? Sophia asks. What do you remember? Evelyn looks at the chandelier. A song. A closet. Someone saying, don't turn it off. And, hands. Small hands. Mine, or. Have you ever carried a memory you didn't choose, one that returns not as pictures but as breath on your neck? Have you ever been told to forget, only to feel the forgetting turn into a bruise? Sophia hears herself say, I'll check something. She slips into the hall. The service corridor is narrow, the air cooler, lemon cleaner clinging to the paint. She follows the vent line, listening. Silent moment. The hum is gone now. But a scuff marks the baseboard, like a doorway used, then sealed. Fresh paint over old. Sophia runs her fingertips along the wall until they catch on a nail that shouldn't be there. She presses. A hidden panel sighs and opens a finger's width. Inside, stale air. A little room behind a wall, blackout curtains, foam soundproofing, a broken nightlight on the floor. On the shelf, a dusty old music box shaped like a star. Red thread spools beside it, faded but the same shade as the bracelet. Sophia winds the box. The lullaby stumbles out, cracked and sweet. On the back wall, a Polaroid curls in a clip. Two little girls in matching pajamas under a chandelier, their wrists tied together with red thread like a game. Someone has written on the margin in a child's hand, Evelyn and Ella, keep the lights on. Behind the Polaroid, taped flat, she finds a typed consent form, dark adaptation protocol, subjects, Evelyn Benton, Ella Benton. Supervising, Dr. Michael Reed. Who signed it? Emma Benton. If this story has you hooked, tap subscribe, like, and share with one friend who believes truth heals. It helps more than you think. Morning arrives blue and brittle. Gulls carve the air. The house pretends nothing happened. But secrets never sleep. They pace. Sophia stands in the breakfast room doorway with the red thread bracelet in her pocket and the Polaroid in her hand. Emma pours coffee with surgeon precision. Robert reads headlines he doesn't absorb. Dr. Michael Reed, tall, polished, a therapist with a TV face and a smile that doesn't reach, taps his pen against a leather notebook. Good morning, Sophia says. Before you begin, I need to ask about Ella. Emma's hand stutters. The coffee spills, a brown comet on marble. Silence. Robert's newspaper lowers. Dr. Reed's pen stops moving. Where did you hear that name? Emma whispers. In the walls, Sophia says simply. She sets the Polaroid on the table. The girls. The thread. The chandelier. And in the dark. Robert's jaw works. This is inappropriate. Inappropriate was locking children in a lightless room, Sophia says, calm but not kind. Inappropriate is a music box singing from behind a sealed panel. Emma closes her eyes. Stop. Dr. Reed clears his throat, voice smooth. The dark adaptation protocol is a widely recognized exposure therapy. 4 night terrors. It was supervised, controlled, evidence-based. Then why is there red thread to keep the light on? Sophia asks. Why is there a dead nightlight on the floor? Why is Evelyn shaking every time a bulb flickers? Emma's fingers grip the edge of the table. It was years ago. At the old house. A storm. The generator failed. We were told small doses of darkness would help them master the fear. Her voice breaks. We followed the plan. The door stuck. The chandelier blew. By the time we got it open, Ella. She can't finish. Robert's face collapses into something human. We sealed it, he says hoarsely. We moved. We told the world we only had one daughter. We thought, if we destroyed the room we could destroy the night. He looks smaller when he says, we never meant to hurt her. Have you ever kept a secret to save someone and felt it carve a tunnel through you? If you were Emma, would you hide the whole sky to cover one unforgivable night? If you were Robert, would you build a palace of light to keep one shadow out? Dr. Reed places his hands together. Trauma persists when it's fed. Evelyn must confront darkness with structure. Avoidance is the enemy. We continue the protocol. No, Sophia says. Avoidance isn't the enemy. Abandonment is. She can't heal in the same shape that hurt her. Emma stares at Sophia like she's hearing her own conscience out loud. Then what do? We tell her the truth, Sophia says. All of it. And we stop making the night a punishment. Robert shakes his head. The truth will break her. The truth is already living in her bones, Sophia says. She's carrying it alone. That's what's heavy. Before Emma can answer, thunder muscles over the ocean. The sky bruises. The lights flicker once, twice. Michael, the head of security, runs past the windows toward the generator shack. John darts up the stairs. Evelyn appears at the landing, pale, eyes wide. Sophia. I'm here, Sophia says, moving toward her. The house inhales. Every light dies. In the instant of black, Sophia hears the star-shaped music box begin, from deep in the walls. A child's hum threads through it like a second voice. Hush, little baby. When the emergency glow crawls back, Evelyn is gone from the landing. Her sneaker prints leading not toward her room, but toward the service corridor and the sealed panel that is already ajar. Sophia. John's voice ricochets down the hall. She went through the service corridor. Sophia runs, shoulder-brushing cool walls, breath-measuring panic into small, usable pieces. Silent beat, the panel is open wider now, the stale air issuing like a memory. Robert and Emma thunder behind her. Dr. Reed calls something about controlled exposure that sounds absurd in a storm. Inside the hidden room, dust motes float like ash in the thin light. The music box turns on its own, a tired heart. The red thread spool wobbles. On the floor, a scuffed mark, fresh, Evelyn's heel. Evelyn. Sophia says, softer than fear. I'm with you. A rustle answers, then a whisper, so small it could be a draft. Don't turn it off. Sophia follows the sound through a narrow service shaft, John squeezing beside her, his flashlight spitting a weak cone. The beam cuts across more chalk drawings on the wall. Little stars, 2 stick figures holding hands. The thread shows again, tied along nails like a trail no adult ever saw. "Where does this go?" Robert asks, voice a cracked bell. "To the old wiring chase," John says. "They built the new structure around parts of the old. Cheaper that way." His shame is audible. They reach a crawlspace. Cold metal grazes Sophia's shoulder. Rain ticks above like fingernails on a drum. "Evelyn," she tries again. "I promised," the girl's voice replies, closer. "We keep the lights on." Sophia's throat thickens. "You did. And I'm proud of you. But the light isn't only in the lamp. It's in you. It's in us, when we stand together." A small sniff. Then silence. John angles the flashlight into a corner. There, Evelyn, curled behind a pipe, arms around her ribs. The red thread wraps her fingers like a question. She doesn't look at the light. She looks at Sophia. "She sang," Evelyn says. "She was right here." Sophia crouches, palms open. "Maybe the house is just repeating what you needed to hear. Maybe the wall kept what your heart couldn't keep alone." Evelyn's eyes glisten. "Ella couldn't breathe," she whispers. "The door wouldn't open. The lights popped and the dark. It had hands." She squeezes her eyes shut. "I left her." "You were a child," Sophia says. "And you didn't leave her. You survived. That's the bravest, ugliest verb we have." Behind them, Emma's breath breaks into a sob. Robert doesn't move, like any motion will topple him. Dr. Reed starts to speak, "If we can reframe," and stops when Sophia's look cuts colder than the crawlspace. Sophia pulls a small battery lantern from her apron pocket, a habit from years of poor apartments and unreliable bulbs. She clicks it on. Soft, steady glow. Not the harsh white of floodlights. Not the interrogator's lamp. A warm, forgiving circle. "Let's bring our own light," she says, holding it out. Evelyn hesitates. Her fingers hover over the lantern. "If I take it, will she disappear?" "If she's real, love, she doesn't live in a bulb," Sophia says. "If she's memory, she's asking to be held, not outrun." Evelyn takes the lantern. The glow turns her tears to pearls. Her breathing evens. Quiet moment. She looks at Emma and Robert, framed in the narrow mouth of the passage like figures in a painting. "I know about Ella," she says. Emma flinches. "I'm sorry," she whispers. We were wrong. We thought science would save you from fear. We made the fear bigger." Robert tries to speak and fails. He nods like a man signing a confession. A shape fills the crawlspace behind them. Polished shoes. Pressed trousers. Dr. Reed moves in, voice smooth again, almost kind. "Evelyn," he says, "this is a big step. But healing still requires structured." "No," Sophia says, standing between him and the girl. "Healing requires honesty. Requires stopping a protocol that began the night her sister died." Dr. Reed's expression cools. "That's not what happened." Sophia holds up the consent form from the hidden room. "This says it is." She meets his eyes. "You don't get to call darkness medicine when it was a mistake you never owned." Dr. Reed's smile thins. "Be careful, miss," he murmurs. "You don't know who you work for." Behind him, a breaker thunders back to life, and every light in the house surges so bright the crawlspace blooms white, then explodes into darkness again as a main fuse blows with a gunshot crack. Smoke snakes through the vents, burnt plastic, hot copper. Alarms wheeze and fall silent again. The storm rakes its nails over the roof. In the dark, everyone breathes loud. "Out," John says. "We need a safe room." "No more rooms that lock," Evelyn says, voice steadying around the lantern's glow. Sophia rises with her, planting her feet like roots. "We walk together. We keep the light in our hands." They move through the passage like a small constellation, Sophia first, Evelyn beside her cradling the lantern, Emma and Robert close, John with his faulty flashlight trying and failing but trying anyway. Dr. Reed follows, his calm like cold tea. In the hidden room, the music box still turns. Sophia stops it gently. The silence lands like a blessing. She lifts the Polaroid from its clip, then the red thread spool. "This doesn't have to be a chain," she says. "It can be a bridge." Back in the open hallway, Michael, the head of security, meets them with a fire extinguisher and wide eyes. "Main fuse is gone," he says. "We're dark until morning. Generators cooked. You all right?" "We are," Sophia says, surprising herself with how true it feels. They gather in the grand living room where the ocean window makes a black mirror. Candles bloom in clusters, small stars. The house, stripped of electricity, feels suddenly honest, wood and glass and wind. Evelyn sits on the rug. Emma and Robert sit with her, awkward at first, then closer. "I should have told you," Emma says, voice shaking. "I should have said Ella's name out loud where the light could touch it." Robert nods, colorless. "I built and built and built. I thought money could buy us a sky without night." "Night is half the sky," Sophia says softly. "We need both to know where we are." Dr. Reed stands at the edge of the candlelight, briefcase in hand, the storm on his face. "You're making an emotional choice," he says. "It may feel good tonight. It's not treatment." Sophia looks at Evelyn. "What do you want?" Evelyn holds the lantern, then sets it down and touches the red thread. "I want to stop being the girl who survived in a closet," she says. "I want to be the girl who opens doors." "Then we start there," Sophia says. She ties the red thread around Evelyn's wrist, the same soft knot as the Polaroid, and ties the other end around Emma's and Robert's wrists too, a loose loop, not binding but linking. Not a tether. A promise. They sit like that, hands connected, breath sinking, the storm finally wringing itself out over the sea. Quiet moment, a gull cries. Somewhere, a breaker cools. "May I try?" Evelyn asks. "Try what?" Emma says, tears glassing her lashes. "Turning it off." Evelyn looks at the lantern. "On purpose. With you here. With the truth here." Robert's hand trembles in the thread. "We're here," he says. Sophia nods. "We'll count." Evelyn touches the switch. The lantern sighs off. Candlelight holds. The room doesn't vanish. The night presses its face to the glass but doesn't come in. The music box stays silent. The only song is breathing. 1 heartbeat. 2. 10. Evelyn's shoulders drop, then she laughs, small and unbelieving. "It's just dark." "Just dark," Sophia says, smiling into it. "Not a monster. Not a memory that owns you. Just night." Emma leans in and kisses her daughter's temple. Robert lets out a sound that might be a prayer. John sniffs and pretends it's the smoke. Michael clears his throat and promises 3 generators by noon. Dr. Reed closes his briefcase. "I'll send a referral," he says stiffly. "For a colleague more aligned with your preferences." "Our honesty," Sophia replies. "Send a referral for that." He leaves without a goodbye. The door sighs shut. They stay on the rug until the candles gutter, talking in low voices about Ella. They say her name like a candle itself, steady and warm. They decide to open the hidden room tomorrow and fill it with stars, string lights and painted constellations and a plaque that reads, "Ella Benton. Bright always." Before dawn, Evelyn dozes against Emma's shoulder. For the first time in years, the house is dark because it chose to be, not because it failed. The ocean keeps its own counsel. Sophia watches the sky lighten and thinks of the red thread, how it once tied 2 small wrists in fear. Now it links 3 hands in truth. She thinks of doors. Of light we make. Have you ever realized the thing you feared was never the dark itself, but the story someone else forced into it? If it were you, would you rather live with bright lies, or honest shadows? In your life, what dark room stopped you from sleeping? An old secret, a memory, a mistake, and what small light, a person, a truth, a promise, helped you finally turn the switch off? Extended thinking.